is Julie again, and I just realized I'm kind of not in a very good lighting here. I'll just keep turning this around. There we go. I'm here to talk to you about dips not being used as dips. And Ashley came up with a really brilliant hashtag, so I'm going to start using that from now on in my posts. But I realized, and I've seen a few comments of people saying, you know, but we're not really into dips in our family, and a lot of times it's because of the mayo and the cheese and the yogurt. And I'm here to show you that it doesn't have to be with mayo and yogurt and all those things. There's a lot of other ways of using the ingredients that are inside these little dips. I'm going to be talking about the creamy ranch dip, but before I get started, I was gathering all my things to get ready, and I'm just doing this to give people a bit more time to get on. One of the things that I like doing is using as few tools as possible in the kitchen. The less we have to wash up, the better, right? And I was looking for a whisk to mix this up with, and I'm going to show you two whisks. Guess which one came from the dollar store? Right? I'm sure everybody has a broken whisk in their drawer, in their cupboard, wherever you keep it. Mine usually get broken in the drawer. I like to have things looking a little bit tidier in my kitchen. I have enough stuff on the counter. So getting a great whisk, consider it an investment. If you compare this one to this one, you can see just that many more parts to it. It's much more solid in the hand. It's got a longer handle. So when you're whisking something, the idea is to try to make contact with as much of what you're whisking as possible. I love to be able to use a whisk when I'm making our chocolate pudding or the salted caramel pudding. Instead of getting my blender out or anything else, it's much easier to wash one of these than a whole bunch of other stuff. So this is the Epicure whisk. It comes in two sizes. This is the larger one. This is called a piano whisk, and certainly a great investment. So wanted to mention that right off the top. Let me just grab my mayo and my cheese, my sour cream. So as a lot of the dips are, very, very simple. You're going to mix a few tablespoons of the dip with some mayo and or sour cream and or yogurt. And this dip calls for 1 cup of mayo, 1 cup of sour cream or yogurt. Truthfully, I usually do any combination of the three. And this morning it actually worked out. I measured mine out. So what I'm going to do is I've got some sour cream. And these are our handy little measuring cups. These are great because if you're just doing a half batch, that holds 1 cup. So I love to make up my dips, put a lid on it, and let them sit for a little bit. And then they are fully hydrated and delicious for when you want to enjoy them. Just letting them sit for 10 minutes or 15 minutes is usually enough. And then I also did some yogurt and mayo together. I like using an organic yogurt and an organic mayo. So that's done. So you've got your 2 cups, and then I'm going to measure out 3 tablespoons of dressing. And this, if you haven't got one of these yet, this is really epic. I'm not sure if you've looked at them up closely, but there's 1 tablespoon here, and then hold on, let me see that. So that's a full tablespoon size. And then on the back, you have a half teaspoon and then a full teaspoon. So really easy to measure. 1, 2, 3. And I could do this just as a half batch as well. You can do that if you want to just do, let's say you only had 1 tablespoon left, you could just do it so you're only using 1/3 of the 2 cups. So then I'm just going to whisk this together. Seriously, like 5 turns of this and it's already thoroughly messed. I love this whisk. And getting an appetizer for happy hour was this easy. So as I said, I like to have this sitting for a little bit. So I'm going to put it in a, now one of the things I'm going to be getting after watching all the videos this week is I hadn't realized that there was a 4 cup or 4-cup or 2-cup, I guess it's a 2-cup container with a measuring cup. So I'm going to have to stock up on those. And it is finger looking good. And here I've got my happy hour dip. So this is the dip all prepared, ready to go. If you'd like to make a ranch dressing, all you have to do is take some of this and add milk to it. There is a proportion that is given to you on the container. Whenever you buy the dip mixes, they always have lots of great instructions for different ways to use them. But if you wanted to, you could take 2 tablespoons of this, mix it with half a cup of mayo, half a cup of yogurt, and add a 1/4 cup of milk. Or what you can do is just take some of this, put it into, I like to use canning jars as well, and just add a little bit of milk till it's the thickness that you like for a salad dressing. That's all you have to do. And you've got a beautiful ranch salad dressing. So, what to do if you don't like dips? Or if it's just something that you don't do a lot. Before I get to those, I have one more dip mix that I found yesterday. So if you go onto the epicure.com website or go onto your consultant's website, oh, I forgot to mention, I'm Julie Balmasberger. I did the video on Thai coconut soup last night. I hope you watched it. It was so good. Oh my gosh, it was so good. We ended up finishing the whole recipe. Like Ralph had a bowl and a half and I had a bowl. And then later on we went back and finished it. It was that yummy. And this morning he was still talking about it. Okay, so back to the new dip recipe that I found. If you go on to epicure.com and you type in the name of the product, so in this case it was creamy ranch dressing, you can choose product or recipes. When you click on product, it'll give you the price and the nutritional information, all that stuff. But if you go into recipes, oh boy, talk about a rabbit hole of lots of great recipes. I found a bunch last night. I printed them up because I want them as reminders for what I want to try out. So the one that I found that I'm so excited about is nacho buffalo and cheddar chicken dip. And it takes a package of cream cheese, a cup of mayo, a cup of shredded cheese, and then it uses the nacho cheese dip mix. It uses the creamy ranch dip mix and 1 tablespoon of this. And this is one of our, I got this with the pub collection last month, buffalo wing seasoning. Oh my gosh, so amazing. So you can use these, you can open them up and use them as a seasoning, which I often do. You don't have to be making buffalo wings to use this. So it's a tablespoon of this, a tablespoon of the creamy ranch, and a tablespoon of the nacho cheese, and then 1 cooked chicken breast that you've shredded up. Any leftover chicken. You could probably do this with any other meat, but I think with the chicken it's going to go really great. And then you're going to mix that all together. The cream cheese, it's better if you soften it a little bit, so leave it on the counter to warm up, or in your toaster oven on low temp for a little bit, or if you have a microwave, soften it that way. And you just basically mix everything all up together, and then you put it into a large baker or an oven-proof container. One of my other favorite things that I love about Epicure is their beautiful servingware. This is the large baker. It is, judging by the sheet of paper, it's just under 8 inches wide. I gave the small baker to Natalie as a gift. It comes with a great lid, and I love using these so much. Because they're so pretty, you can put them right on the table. So you could prepare this nacho buffalo and cheddar chicken dip. That's a tongue twister. Put it into the baker, put the lid on it, and stick it in the fridge. And then when it's time to serve, you just have to bake it at 350 for about 20 minutes until it's bubbly. And then you can serve it with nachos or crackers or veggies. What a great, sometimes you just need a lighter dinner, or for movie night, or if you have some unexpected company, this is something you could whip up and have it out in about half an hour from start to finish. So that's one of the recipes that I found that sounded really good. I think that's going to be on the menu for tomorrow night. Another recipe that I found was for, and this is for not using the dip per se, it's for 8-minute potato and cauliflower salad. So 1.5 pounds of mixed different colored potatoes. You can just use, if you only have one colored potato, that's okay, it's gonna work. One small cauliflower, and you're gonna break it up into pieces, and then one recipe prepared cream ranch dressing. So, sorry, this was one of the recipes. So you would take the full recipe that you made, that I showed you how to do with 2 cups of the mayo and sour cream. And what you do is you can use your multi-purpose steamer with a lid and microwave your potatoes and your cauliflowers. Or you can use a regular steamer over the oven, as I showed you how I cooked my sweet potatoes last night. And then put them into a salad bowl, just let them cool off a little bit, and then you're going to pour this over the top and just stir it up. And then you can top it. We have some great toppers, and you can just use regular, any topping that you have. If you have better than bacon, I know Melissa, my friend Melissa, loves that one in her family. You can use the nacho cheese, you could use the cheddar chive bacon topping, whatever you want. You don't have to put any topping on it if you don't want to, but just a great way. So if you steam potatoes, cauliflower, you could do it with broccoli as well. You could just do all broccoli and veggies. If your kids, if you struggle feeding your kids vegetables, you pour this over the top, stir it up together, a great way. So that's a very quick salad you can make up. Sheet pan ranch chicken. This sounded so good. Again, very quick. You're going to do it in a hot oven, very, very hot oven, 450 degrees. 2 peppers, 1 red onion, 2 cups of broccoli florets. Now, in the winter months, I buy frozen organic broccoli. It's much less expensive. It's always fresh, and for using it with things like this, I usually just take it out of the freezer, the amount that I need, and just let it thaw out. And sometimes broccoli gets a little bit watery when it's frozen, so I'll just put it in a tea towel and absorb some of the extra moisture. And 1 pound of boneless chicken breasts or any other pieces, just chop them up. And what you're going to do is you're going to mix all this together, so that whatever veggies, again, peppers, onion, all that stuff together with the broccoli. You're going to do 1 pound of chicken pieces, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and 2 tablespoons of creamy ranch dip mix. So in this case, you're just going to be using the dry dip mix. Mix it all together, put it on a sheet for 450 degrees. If you have the new silicone sheet pan, that would work brilliantly, easy to clean up. I often use parchment paper as well. You just bake it for about 15 minutes until the veggies are tender. And again, you can use any of our nutritional yeast toppers or any other topping if you need to. So sheet pan ranch chicken. This one got me excited too, because I love blue cheese. And if you don't like blue cheese, it's okay. You can use feta cheese instead, or any other kind of crumbled goat cheese that you like, if you like that. And it's called mashed potato blues. So 3 pounds of russet baking or Yukon Gold potatoes, and you're going to cook them. You can put them into in this case, they use the multi-purpose pot. Let me see if I can find mine, if it's not too hard to find. Oh, I think it's in the fridge with something. Our multi-purpose pot is brilliant. I love it because it's got a handle. No, it's not on the counter. It's got a handle that you can grab it off the oven with the handle. It doesn't, off the heat, it doesn't get hot. And it has, on the lid, it has drainage holes, large ones and small ones. I've had mine easily over 10 years. I love it, love it, love it. So you're just going to cook the potatoes up and then mash them up with some butter and milk, however you normally do them. And you're going to add a few tablespoons, 2 or 3 tablespoons of the creamy ranch dip mix. And blend it all together till it's really well combined. And then you're going to stir in a 1/3 cup of crumbled blue cheese or crumbled feta cheese, whatever you like. You could probably just do cheddar cheese as well, just to give your mashed potatoes an extra little boost. And yeah, that would be brilliant. There are other recipes you can find online. I just want to share 2 that would use meat. Ranch fish sticks. And you can do this with any meat. And with the fish sticks, you're going to cut your fish into strips or chunks. It is kind of fragile, so you have to work with it. And you are going to preheat your oven, 425. Prepare the dip. So you're going to have your dip mix, and you're going to use about you're going to use 1.5 tablespoons of this. plus half a cup of light mayonnaise, half a cup of yogurt. So you need about a cup of mix. So if you have the mix all done up, just grab a cup out of this. And then you're going to set that aside, scoop half of the dip into a cup and leave it to the side. And then you're going to take a cup of panko breadcrumbs or any kind of gluten-free breadcrumbs. Epicure has great breadcrumbs that are gluten-free. I think it's more the Southern Ranch chicken, but there are such things as gluten-free breadcrumbs. And then you're going to toss the fish with the mix that you have made up, and then coat it with the breadcrumbs and put it on a baking sheet. You could do this with any kind of meat, chicken or anything else. So just coat them with the mix and then put them in the breadcrumbs, and you're going to get a really nice crisp coating that's really got some oomph to it. It's not just like a flour coating. Ranch fish sticks. Again, just look it up in the recipe section and you'll find it. Katsu style pork, and I think somebody may have shared this. And in this case, what they do is they take the pork loin slices, dip them into flour, and then put them into the ranch mixture, followed by the breadcrumbs. Lots of different ways. So if you've ever used egg and breading to make any kind of meat dish, you just use your dip mix instead of egg, all right? Or dip, I should say. And then there's loaded baked potato fries. I'm not even going to show you those because those are so yummy. You're going to have to look that up for yourself. So again, the dip mixes are amazing dips. And dips don't have to be with chips. I often serve cucumber slices. We have beautiful Ontario greenhouse cucumbers right now and beautiful peppers. I bought a bag of the little colored peppers. They have a little bit of bite to them, but they're perfect little size for scooping. Other dip mixes that I really like are the cheddar chive bacon. This one's really nice. Creamy ranch. The nacho cheese. This is one of our more versatile dips. You can make nachos. You can season meat with it. You can make a dip out of it. So many great things. So I do often reach for my dips whenever I make any kind of food, truthfully. I will, scrambling up some eggs in the morning, I will break my eggs into a bowl and then I'll just decide what kind of flavor I want. The 3 onion, the dehydrated onions are really fantastic, but I often will use the guacamole mix. The cheddar chive bacon would be so delicious with scrambled eggs as well. Lots of ways just to zip up that flavor. Again, in the wintertime, we're looking for something that isn't blah. We love our comfort foods, but it's so nice to bring some extra boost to our meals. So if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments. And I'd love to hear how you like to use your, I will share the link for the recipes that I shared with you today, but how do you use your creamy ranch dressing? Dips used not as dips. I think that was the hashtag we came up with. Let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye.